When was the last time you created something valuable? Something that generates money, impact, or opportunities? If your answer is, I don't know or never, then this video is about to change the way you see everything. The world is designed to keep you in a consumer mindset. Everything around you, social media, TV, shopping, entertainment, is built to keep you consuming. Companies spend billions studying how to grab your attention, how to keep you hooked, how to make you spend money, and it works. Because most people are just passive consumers in a system that's designed to make them dependent. But here's the harsh truth. If all you do is consume, you will never create wealth. You will always be working for someone else, buying what they sell, watching what they produce, and paying for the things they create. Meanwhile, the people who actually get ahead in life, they're the ones producing. They're the ones selling the products, creating the content, and building the businesses that the rest of the world is consuming. Look around you. Every single thing you use, watch, or buy was created by someone who figured this out. Your phone, someone produced it. That social media app, you can't stop scrolling, someone built it. The TV shows, the music, the YouTube videos you watch, created by people who understand that production equals power. So if you've ever felt like you're stuck financially, if you've ever felt like no matter how much you work, you never really get ahead, if you've ever looked at successful people and wondered, what do they know that I don't? Then this video is going to be an eye-opener for you. I'm going to show you exactly why a consumption mindset is keeping you broke, why money always flows toward producers, and most importantly, how you can start shifting from a consumer to a producer today. By the end of this video, you're going to see the world differently. You're going to see opportunities that were invisible to you before, and you're going to have the exact steps you need to start creating wealth instead of just spending it. So if you're interested in this, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Flourish in Wealth, where financial freedom begins. First off, let's talk about the consumption trap. We live in a world that thrives on keeping us hooked on entertainment, hooked on spending, hooked on distractions. Every major company, every platform you use, every ad you see is carefully crafted to turn you into a lifetime consumer. And the scary part, most people never break out of it. They stay stuck in a pattern where they're always on the receiving end of what other people create, rather than building something for themselves. Here's the tricky part. Consumption feels like progress. Watching self-improvement videos makes you feel like you're getting better. Buying a new book makes you feel like you're getting smarter, even if you never read it. Upgrading your phone makes you feel like you're moving forward. But feeling productive and being productive are two completely different things. If all you do is consume without applying what you learn, without creating anything of value, you're just running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. Now let's go even deeper. Most people think of consumption only in terms of money, buying things, spending cash. But the real cost, it's way bigger than that. When all you do is consume, number one, you're spending your most valuable resource, time. Every hour you spend scrolling, binge-watching, or window shopping is an hour you'll never get back. And guess what? That's intentional. Social media platforms, streaming services, and even fast food companies have one goal: to keep you engaged for as long as possible. The more time you spend consuming, the more money they make. Two, you're trading ownership for dependence. When you consume, you're relying on someone else's creation. You're watching content they made, buying products they designed, spending money that goes into their pockets. And the more dependent you are, the harder it is to ever break free. Three, you're delaying your own success. The time you spend consuming content or buying things is the same time you could be using to build your own wealth. Every moment you spend scrolling, watching, or shopping is a moment you're pushing your own success further away. Every successful person you admire, entrepreneurs, content creators, investors, they all have one thing in common. They produce more than they consume. They create value instead of just taking it in. If you want financial freedom, if you want to control your future, you have to shift from being a consumer to being a creator. Now let's talk about why most people never break out of the consumption cycle. There are three key reasons. One, convenience. Consumption is easy. You don't have to think, plan, or take risks. You just click, watch, buy, repeat. Producing, on the other hand, requires effort, creativity, and patience. Two, instant gratification. When you consume, you get immediate rewards. Watching a video gives you quick entertainment. Buying something new gives you a temporary high. But when you produce, the rewards take time, and most people aren't willing to wait. Three, fear of failure. Deep down, many people want to create something, a business, a YouTube channel, a skill, but they're afraid. Afraid it won't work, afraid they'll look stupid, afraid no one will care. So instead, they stay in the comfort of consuming because it's safe. Now, I'm not saying consuming is bad. We all consume. The problem is when that's all you do. When your entire existence is about taking in what other people create without ever producing anything yourself, you're just a customer in someone else's system. Next point, money flows to producers, not consumers. This is something most people don't realize. Money moves in one direction. It flows to those who create value and away from those who simply consume. The world rewards producers, not consumers. The richest people in the world, they own businesses, create content, sell products, write books, build apps, develop ideas. They produce, while the rest of the world consumes what they make. Think about your favorite YouTubers, musicians, or brands. They put something out into the world and millions of people consume it. The result? They get paid. They build wealth. They gain influence. Here's what most people never realize. Every single time you spend money, you are transferring your wealth to someone else who had the discipline to create something. When you pay $5 for coffee, that money moves from your pocket to the cafe owner's pocket. When you subscribe to a streaming service, your money moves to the company's bank account. When you buy new clothes, new shoes, new gadgets, the money leaves your hands and enters someone else's hands. Now, what happens when you become the producer? The direction of the money flow changes. Instead of always being the person paying, you become the person getting paid. This is exactly how wealthy people think. They don't just ask, what can I buy? They ask, what can I create that other people will buy? Every product, every service, every form of entertainment you consume, it was all produced by someone who figured out how to turn their ideas, skills, or products into money. You watch Netflix, that's a company making billions while you sit and consume. You scroll TikTok for hours. Every influencer on your feed is producing content and making money while you consume it for free. You buy designer clothes? The brand owners are getting richer while you're just left with another shirt in your closet. So you get the point. Money moves toward producers. Money is not the enemy. The problem isn't having money or spending money, it's what direction it's moving in. If money is always flowing away from you, you'll always be struggling. If you can make money flow toward you by creating value, you'll always have opportunities. And trust me, when you make this shift, your entire life changes. So what shift are you going to make today? Are you going to remain a consumer or become a producer? Let me know in the comment below. The third point, production builds wealth, consumption destroys it. Poor people stay poor because they consume more than they produce. It's not just about money, it's about habits. If you consume more than you produce, you will always be broke. It doesn't matter if you earn $2,000 a month or $20,000 a month. If all you do is consume, you'll never build wealth. This is the story of a lot of people. They work, they get paid, and they spend it all on things that don't create more money. They consume their paycheck until there's nothing left. Then they repeat the cycle next month. Wealthy people, on the other hand, take a different approach. They still consume, but they also produce. If you want to break out of the cycle, you have to flip the equation. You have to start creating more than you consume. So, the first mindset shift you need is this. Start seeing consumption as an expense and production as an investment. Every minute you spend consuming is time that could have been spent creating something of value. Start tracking where your time goes. For 1 week, write down every hour you spend consuming, scrolling, watching, shopping. Be brutally honest with yourself. Then imagine what would happen if you took just half of that time and invested it into producing. Create before you consume, before you allow yourself to watch content, before you scroll through your phone. Do something productive. Write, build, design, create something, even if it's small. Train your brain to produce first. Focus on long-term rewards. Understand this. Consumption gives short-term pleasure, but production gives long-term freedom. You have to shift your mindset from what feels good right now to what will move me forward. Shift from being a consumer to a producer. The first step to becoming a producer instead of just a consumer is figuring out what you can actually create. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I'm not creative, or I don't have any talents, or I don't know what to produce. Let me tell you something. You don't need to be a genius, a tech expert, or a world-class artist to be a producer. You just need to tap into what you already have. Think about this. Every single thing you consume in your daily life was created by someone. The music you listen to, someone produced it. The videos you watch, someone made them. The products you buy, someone developed them. The services you use, someone put in the effort to create them. Here's a simple framework to shift from being a consumer to a producer. Number 1, turn what you already know into value. Everyone has something they can monetize. Are you good at cooking? Start a food blog or a YouTube channel. Love fitness? Create an online workout program. Skilled in a certain industry? Offer consulting services. The goal is to package what you know into something people will pay for. 2, find problems and solve them. The easiest way to make money is to solve problems. Businesses exist because people have needs. Figure out what people struggle with and create something that helps them. It could be a product, a service, a course, or even just content that educates or entertains. 3, Stop wasting time. Use it to build. If you have time to binge watch shows, you have time to build something. If you can spend hours scrolling social media, you have time to create content. If you can spend money on takeout every week, you have money to invest in a side hustle. The problem isn't lack of time or money, it's how you use what you have. 4. Start small, but start now. Too many people wait for the perfect time to start. Guess what? That time doesn't exist. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Even if it's just setting up a simple website, starting a YouTube channel, or writing your first blog post, just start. 5. Invest in assets, not just expenses. There's a huge difference between spending money and investing money. When you buy a fancy new phone, that's an expense. It takes money out of your pocket and never brings anything back. But when you invest in a course that teaches you how to start a business, that's an asset. It has the potential to bring money back to you. The internet has made it easier than ever before to be a producer. There has never been a time in history where it's easier to produce something and reach people. You don't need a factory, a huge budget, or connections to get started. You can start a YouTube channel with just your phone. You can sell an ebook without ever printing a single copy. You can create an online business without needing a storefront. You can teach a skill to people around the world without ever leaving your home. The internet has removed all the barriers. The only thing left is for you to take action. Stop saying, I don't know what to do. Experiment. A lot of people get stuck because they overthink this step. They want the perfect idea before they start. But let me tell you, perfection is the enemy of progress. Instead of waiting for a magical idea to hit you, just start experimenting. Try different things, make mistakes, adjust as you go. If you're not sure what you can create, start by documenting what you already do. Share your knowledge, show behind the scenes of something you're learning, or just start creating content around things you enjoy. Right now, grab a pen and write down the following. 1. 5 things you enjoy doing. 2. 5 things you're good at, or at least better at than most people. 3. 5 things people ask you for help with. Somewhere in that list is your answer. That's the thing you can start producing today. Look, most people will never do this. They'll watch this video, they'll agree with everything I'm saying, and then they'll go right back to consuming. And that's exactly why most people stay broke, stay stuck, and never build anything of their own. But if you can break out of the consumption trap, if you can shift your mindset, if you can start producing instead of just consuming, you'll separate yourself from 99% of people. You'll move from being just another consumer in the system to someone who actually creates value, builds wealth, and controls their own future. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. You can either stay in the consumer cycle, always spending, always consuming, always working for someone else's dream, or you can make the shift. You can start small, begin producing, and over time build something that gives you financial freedom, opportunities, and control over your life. Every wealthy person you admire made this shift. They stopped living like passive consumers and started creating something that people value. And you can do the same. If you got value from this, hit the like button, drop a comment, and let me know. What's one thing you can start producing today? I want to hear from you. And if you're serious about taking control of your financial future, make sure you subscribe and check out my other video here for more money tips. You won't want to miss it.